Are you curious about the process for seeking an expungement in the state of Oklahoma? Watch this video to learn how you do so. Hi, I'm Attorney John Cannon with Cannon & Associates, your fierce advocates for families and freedom. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the process of obtaining an expungement in the state of Oklahoma. An expungement is a process in order to seek to have the criminal record in your case sealed so that it's not visible to the public. In an expungement, you must present to the court a lawful basis to indicate that you are eligible to have the records sealed in your matter. Now, there's multiple different records that you can attempt to have sealed in expungement. In the state of Oklahoma, the two most important are an arrest record and then also any district court or municipal court records of a case itself, whether that be a probable cause affidavit that was filed in your case or criminal charges, either a criminal misdemeanor, which would be a CM case number, or a criminal felony fine, which would be a CF case number. The Oklahoma Supreme Court Network, or OSCN.net, is an incredibly powerful tool. Unfortunately, if you have a criminal record, it is also a tool that is available to the public to look at everything about your history online with the simple click of a button. That is why when you seek an expungement and are eligible, it is a very powerful tool because it allows you to remove that from public view. So in some states, but not in Oklahoma, the expungement process allows you to actually remove or erase the record of your criminal past. In Oklahoma, an expungement is actually a sealing of records or prohibiting other people from being able to access that information or see your records online. Now, if you come into contact with law enforcement in the future, or if you're charged with a subsequent case, those federal databases that maintain your records, such as a III or an NCIC that law enforcement has access to, they will still be able to see those records that have been sealed or expunged under Oklahoma state law. So unfortunately, if you have subsequent charges in the state, the prosecutor may be aware of them. So what is the process to seek an expungement? Well, first off, you need to meet with a qualified and experienced Oklahoma expungement attorney. He or she, such as the attorneys at Cannon & Associates, will be able to evaluate your circumstance, how your case was resolved either by conviction and fine, or conviction and jail time, or conviction with probation, or deferred sentence that's run, or just an outright dismissal of your case. Because there are two different criteria for expungements in Oklahoma, and they're very specific in their application. I encourage you to visit our website to read information about the exact criteria for the different types of expungements in Oklahoma. But for this video, first off, you must identify whether you're eligible or not. If you are eligible, then a petition to file an expungement must be entered in the district court or the municipal court where your criminal case or arrest took place. In that, your expungement attorney will file a petition listing out what they're seeking to expunge and why you're eligible for an expungement, and a separate lawsuit or separate civil case. So they're literally entering a case against the state or the county, suing on your behalf to seek an expungement or sealing of your records. Next, your attorney needs to make sure that it's filed properly. Copies of the pleadings that are file stamped are provided to the court, the judge over the case that is assigned by the court clerk's office, and that all relevant parties receive notice of your seeking the expungement. In most instances, that would include the law enforcement agency that did the investigation or the arrest itself. It'll also include the prosecution office that may have prosecuted your case or evaluated your case. And it'll also include any interested parties such as witnesses or principally victims or alleged victims in a case. In the instance of a domestic violence case, such as a misdemeanor assault and battery by domestic abuse, the complaining witness, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-wife, your ex-husband, or your current partner, if they were party of the case, they must receive notice. So your expungement attorney will file the documents, get the court served, ensure that all the relevant parties are served a copy, including OSBI. Then a background check will be run. Your attorney will seek the agreement of those other parties to sign an order authorizing or stating that they do not object to your seeking the expungement, and then present that to the court to hopefully have an agreed order of expungement signed. Now, sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes the prosecution objects, or law enforcement objects, or the victim or complaining witness in a case will object. If that's the case for you, then a hearing will be held where your hopefully fierce advocates at Cannon & Associates can present arguments to the court to show that your personal interest in having those records expunged and sealed trumps or is more important than the interest that another person appears and objects based on, whether it be the complaining witness, the prosecution, or the law enforcement agency. At that hearing, the court will make a decision to either deny your request, which would allow you in the future to try again for an expungement at a later date, or the court will rule in your favor, you win, and an expungement order will be drafted. Now, the important thing about the expungement orders are very specific things that you can and cannot dictate be done based on an expungement or sealing of records in Oklahoma. So it's very important to work with an experienced expungement attorney to ensure that the proposed expungement order covers everything that is important in your case. Once that is drafted, it's presented to the court will sign that, and then your attorney will go and file that expungement order, obtain certified copies of that order, and provide it to all the relevant parties. Most importantly, the prosecution office in your case, so they will remove all records from public view, the law enforcement agency in your case, and also OSBI. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations maintains criminal arrest records and prosecution records of anyone in the state of Oklahoma and can obtain them from outside of Oklahoma as well. So if you do not serve OSBI and someone does a background check on you, they may be able to find those records. So having it expunged by OSBI seals that from public view. A future employer or someone cannot contact them and learn about your past. By giving it to the court clerk, a file stamped order, the court clerk will be obligated to seal all records, not only in the court clerk's office itself, but also on oscn.net so that nobody can go online and find those records of you. Also law enforcement and the prosecution office. Now, these steps I've greatly simplified for you today. There are lots of sub-steps and parts that are important to keep in mind, but the goal of this video was to walk you through kind of a basic overview of the fact as follows: that an expungement is a civil lawsuit related to your criminal past, arrest, or criminal charges. It's filed in district court. You must notify all the involved or interested parties, seek an agreed order or a contested order from a judge ordering that your records be expunged, and then you must serve all the relevant parties to ensure that that expungement is finalized by records being sealed. I hope this video has been helpful for you today for a brief understanding of the expungement process and what an expungement really means in the state of Oklahoma. If you have more questions about this issue, I encourage you to visit our website or to reach out to us directly for more information and have your specific questions answered about expungement.